Lilo and Stitch live action remake is finally here, and that means now we have 5 Lilo and Stitch movies to rank from worst to best. So without further ado, let's get into this. As a point of reference, the show will not be included in here. I didn't know exactly where I would rank it in here. I love that series. I can't recommend that show enough if you've never seen it. 5, it's Stitch the movie. This is a really fun film that adds to the fun nature of the Stitch world, bringing in his cousins. And at the end of the day, this is a backdoor pilot, a straight-to-home video that explains and gets us right into the Stitch series. So if you like the Stitch series, you probably have nostalgia for this movie. I definitely do. I like the introductions of the cousins. It just didn't hit the emotional heartstrings that any of the other films actually hit. Brings me to my number 4, which is Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, which is a film that actually surprisingly grows the more on me. And the fact that it actually has such an emotional core to it, but actually doubles down on all the characters, all their growing ups, everything of that nature. And it's really sweet to see some of these montages of Lilo trying to figure out how to help Stitch, Stitch trying to figure out and tell himself that he's still good, even though he's not understanding. And you even have Jumbo, who's worried for someone's life. Even a little bit of a fun aspect with Pleakley and David. For me, I really enjoy Stitch Has a Glitch, and I think the ending of this is great. And my number 3, which is Leroy and Stitch, the finale to the Stitch the series. This is the movie that if you grew up watching that series when this premiered on Disney Channel, if you were like me, that was your cinematic event. That was basically Avengers Endgame back then for the Lilo and Stitch series. Tons of cousins versus Leroy and his army and Dr. Hamsterville. And for me, I enjoy the hell out of this movie. Is it for everybody? No. If you've never seen the Stitch series, it's probably isn't up to your tea, but I think Leroy and Stitch is such a fun movie, and I think there's a lot of nostalgia in there for me personally. But the thing that really actually takes me away from this is the messaging and theme on growing up and actually finding out where do you actually belong in this world, where maybe you think you belong isn't actually the true spot. And I think for me, how important family is to someone compared to a career, to a job, to something that you believe that is the next step best forward for you, Leroy and Stitch actually touches on. Get into my number 2, which is the Lilo and Stitch live action remake directed by Dean Flesher Camp, who I think is such a great pick for this. And overall, I think this is an almost perfect Disney retelling of Lilo and Stitch. Some of the changes they did with him just weren't my cup of tea, but everything else, I think they honestly land. All the other changes, some of the more dramatical big swings that they touch on with the Child Protective Services. But my number 1 is the masterpiece that it is, the original Disney animated film Lilo and Stitch. Nothing will ever top this. It's the best Disney animated film I've ever seen. It's the one I've gone back and rewatched the most. I'm obsessed with it. I loved it. If for some reason you've never seen it, what the hell is wrong with you? But 2, why are you watching this? The first Lilo and Stitch is amazing. No notes, just perfection.